And joining us now from the RNC in Cleveland is Africa 54's Vincent McCory. Vincent, controversy over Melania Trump's speech yesterday and allegations that it was plagiarized from passages of Michelle Obama's Democratic Convention speech in 2008.
Oh, yes. The media has had a field day with that portion of that speech. I mean, they played it side by side, and it sounds like a beautiful chorus by the two ladies. There's no question that a big chunk of that was actually taken verbatim from the speech that was given by Michelle Obama. Now, many are questioning, who wrote the speech? Did she write the speech herself? Did somebody in the campaign write this speech? And of course, if somebody did this, he obviously is going to get fired. We can expect that. But what has happened is that now, instead of people focusing on the bigger part of that speech, which was largely, a great speech by Melania Trump, it has been overshadowed by that portion that obviously plagiarizes from Michelle Obama's speech. It is just, it's unbelievable how it was almost taken word for word, and even the pacing of that, when you look at the video of the two, it's unbelievable. Who did it? That is the big question.
Well, I guess they will find out soon. But briefly give us some of the highlights of other keynote speakers during Monday night's speeches.
Yes, certainly one of the other speakers that stood out was Rudy Giuliani, former mayor of New York, who came out in a rather fiery manner, talking about America becoming increasingly under threat of extremist terrorists. And he talked about why there is a need to find a kind of leadership that will ensure the safety in this country. Of course, he referred to himself having been a tough mayor of New York and how cracked down on criminals, and also stepping up to the plate during that attack in 2001 when New York was attacked. And so he took this as an opportunity to reap into especially Hillary Clinton's handling of the Benghazi issue. Of course, we know that yesterday night the focus was so much on making America safe again. Another speaker that stood out was Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark, who also went on to paint America as a country that is becoming increasingly dangerous. And he talked about the need for leadership that will support law enforcement. He himself has been in law enforcement for about 37 years. So those two really stood out.
And Vincent, who are the scheduled speakers Tuesday night, and what is the theme?
Well, the theme Tuesday night is Make America Work Again. Is an effort to try and focus on how Mr. Trump will revive the U.S. economy and make this country work and people go to work. Those scheduled to speak today very significantly because there's a quest to see, the party unite. So tonight we get to see two leaders of the Republican Party, Congress Party, or rather leaders in the Congress. And one is Paul Ryan, House Speaker, and there'll be Mitch McConnell speaking tonight. But also two former rivals of Trump for the GOP presidential nomination. Chris Christie will speak, and also Ben Carson will speak, along with the two children of Mr. Trump. Very significantly, though, tonight also is the day that Mr. Donald Trump gets officially nominated as the presidential candidate for the Republican Party.
So are the protests still ongoing, and especially after this Melania Trump speech?
Oh yes, they're expected to continue. What we know that with a heavy presence of police, but also I think the discipline of the protesters. They've been largely peaceful. They've been they've made their point, but there hasn't been like mayhem, chaos, as someone would have thought. They've been contained. Of course, they're persistent, and we expect to see more of those throughout the week. They're not relenting at all.
Vincent, thank you very much. That's Vincent McCory reporting live from the RNC in Cleveland, Ohio.